Okay, the pre-chorus, as with the verse, there are hundreds of ways to play this. What I'm going to show you is a nice easy way, and even just using the notes I'm showing you and the fingering I'm showing you, you can make it sound different by throwing in some rhythmic variations. Basically, it's a 2-bar pattern, and it starts off with a chord of D minor, and then it goes up to a chord of A minor. So here's how you can start it. Okay, so those notes are, for the first bar in D minor, you've got D, which is the 5th fret of the A string, then E at the 7th fret of the A string, F at the 8th fret of the A string, G, the 5th fret of the D string, that's the first bar. Then the second bar, you go up to A at the 7th fret of the G string, then you drop down to the open A string, which allows your hand to slide, and you can play B, the 2nd fret of the A string, and C, the 3rd fret of the A string, and that leaves you set up to then repeat that pattern starting on the D again. But as I say, there's hundreds of ways you can play it and give it rhythmic variety. And then at the end of the pattern, you've got those two hits or stabs. They are D, which is the 5th fret of the A string, and E, which is the 7th fret of the A string. Chorus is the one section of the tune where you don't vary it. You really got to stick to what you're playing, because it's kind of like a riff, and other instruments in the band will be playing this riff. Play it through really slowly, and then we'll go through the notes. Okay, that's the main pattern. The first 3 notes are, which is the open E string, then G, 3rd fret on the E string, and then A, which is 5th fret on the E string. So it's okay, then those second 3 notes are A, 5th fret of the E string again, C, 3rd fret of the A string, and D, which is the 5th fret of the A string. And then basically you shift the pattern up 2 frets, and then you're playing the same thing again, which is the same notes but up an octave. So you've got E, which is the 7th fret of the A string, G, which is the 5th fret of the D string, and A, the 7th fret of the D string. And the last 3 notes are A, 7th fret of the D string, C, the 5th fret of the G string, and E, the 7th fret of the G string. So the pattern goes shift up, back to the start, shift up, back to the start, shift up, and then last time, instead of playing the last 3 notes, it goes back down to E, which is the 7th fret of the A string, and holds that note before you go back to the verse. Okay, so that was Moondance by Van Morrison. Gave you some ideas on how to play through that. They're more appropriate for a band setting than playing along with the record. As I discussed in the intro, the record, the bass line is very much jazzier, very much all over the place a bit. So these are more for if someone says at a jam, or let's play Moondance at our gig on Saturday. These lines will help you get going, get you through that. Don't be afraid to try some rhythmic variations. Feel free to try some other note variations too. Now don't forget, there's a sketch PDF that goes with this, but to receive it you need to subscribe to my e-zine, and when my e-zine comes out on Friday there'll be a link to where you can find the PDF for this and for some of the previous lessons too. Okay, I'm Paul from howtoplaybass.com. I'll see you in the next lesson.